Just got paid. Friday night. Party jumping. Feeling right. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 5, episodes 1 and 2 of The Chi. Yes, it is Friday night and I did get paid, but I'm not at a party. I'm at home here reviewing The Chi just for you. Now, I know y'all saying, Ty, hold on, bro. The new season started in June. What are you doing? It's July. Listen, I've been busy, y'all. I've been busy, but better late than never, right? I do apologize. So this is what happened. So my homeboy called me up, my boy, he called me, my people, he called me. He's like, listen, yo, you seen The Chi? So you know what me and my friends do, we text about shows. I said, I haven't seen season 5 yet. I'm not caught up. So one earlier in the week, it rained. I didn't have much to do. I had the house to myself. So I sat here and watched all 4 episodes. So I'm all caught up. So that's why I'm here to review just for you. I'm going to review it. So what we're going to do right here, right? This is what I'm going to do for y'all. I'm going to review episodes 1 and 2 right here. And then I'm going to come back and do episodes 3 and 4. And we're going to be all caught up, right? There we go. So let's get right on down to this episode. Let's start with episode 1, Overnight Celebrity. And in this episode, the episode starts off with Keisha having sex. And I'm like, okay, Keisha's having sex. But it wasn't with who we thought it was. It wasn't Christian. They show him the face, and it's Emmitt. And I'm like, yo, what is this about? But guess what? It was just a dream. It was definitely just a dream, nothing going on there. But what was funny was when he woke up from that dream, he woke up to his wife, Tiffany, who was like, listen, I'm going to take EJ and I'm going to go stay to my mother's house to, fix some things out. And she's like, and who you was fantasizing about? I was like, I thought that was funny. So now what she does is Tiffany goes over, she moves in with her mother. She says she got to figure some things out. Fellas, when they figuring things out, they leaving you. They're just figuring out how soon to tell you that it's over. When they go into their mama house, it's a wrap. So she goes over to her mama's house. I love the mother, by the way. I thought the mother was funny. As soon as the mother saw her, she said, now, you got them bags. You got a lot of bags. And how long you staying here? This, that, and the third. It reminded me of some relatives in my family. And she told her, she said, see, that's that old, I knew something wrong with your marriage. That whole open marriage mess, that ain't going to work. Now, why would you tell your mother about you having an open marriage? Why would you tell your mother that? So the mother's funny, but listen, one of my things I say, 2 grown people that ain't married with each other, sometimes when they married to each other, cannot live in the same house. That whole, listen, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. And her mother was a nag, yelling, Tiffany, go get me some potato chips. Like, this is a grown woman. I would have been annoyed. I was annoyed for her. I understand, you're moving back in your mother's house. And listen, we know how it goes. When you are in somebody else's house, you have to respect that house and follow their rules. But the mother was very annoying. Even though I liked her, she was very annoying. She was getting on my nerves. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, Emmitt, he's over at his father getting advice from his father, who Darnell is always, Darnell makes me laugh. He's funny, but he ain't about nothing too much. And so he's pretty much like, oh, you need to forget that girl, whatever. But he gets Emmitt drunk. So now Emmitt's drunk and he wants to, he wants this marriage to work. So he goes staggering over to his mother-in-law's house and she sees him in the yard and he threw up in the snow in the yard. And she's like, oh my goodness. Then Tiffany, come get your man. Tiffany comes, get in here. Now they're about to have this conversation. This is why I'm saying you can't be living with those older people. You can't be in their house. They're trying to have a conversation as husband and wife. She chiming in from the next room. Tiffany's mother is chiming in from the next room. And so basically, that didn't go too well because Tiffany basically told him, listen, I don't think I want to be your wife no more. Bruh, she don't want to be your wife no more. So basically, that's that. But we also see in this episode, Tiffany has decided that she is going to move in with Rob, and she's taking EJ with her. I was like, okay, that's going to be a problem. Emmitt ain't going to like that. That's going to be a serious problem, but that's what she does. See, now, that open marriage thing opened her up to some other stuff. She sees some things, and she's feeling like in her head, listen, I put up with this dude for all this time, and cheating on me, this and that. When I finally got him, it just doesn't seem, it's not what I thought it was going to be. So she said she's done with him, and she don't want to be with him. She gonna be with Rob, and that's that. She said she don't want to be his wife. So let's move on down to Jada and Suede. Now, we saw last season Jada was dealing with cancer and suffering. That was really sad. It looks like she's recovering and she's doing well. But her and Suede are having some issues because Suede is open, and Suede is like, he wants to move in. And she's like, I don't know. I have to think about that. Look at me. Don't judge me. It's my kids. Listen. It's nice and cold. It's water. Anyway, she's like, oh, I think what we have is cool. He was like, hold on. You think I'm just you basically your task rabbit. Because he's like, you want me to fix this, do this, I'm blowing your back out. Why can't I move in? And she said, why is the shower not working? He said, listen, see, I don't live here, right? So I ain't fixed the shower. But see, because of that, she called Darnell over to fix the shower head. Darnell comes over there, fixes the shower head. They lock eyes and they kiss. And I'm like, oh, one part of me was like, oh, that's nice. They're rekindling a little bit. There's some sparks, and he's like, you're the one that got away. Another part of me was like, Jada, Suede was there for you. Suede appears to be a great dude, a good dude. Helped you through this rough patch. When you got sick, he was there for you, helping you, this, that, and the third. And you thinking about this? You thinking about messing with Darnell, who's kind of clowned you all these years? But hey, it happens. It is what happens. It happens. So that was that. Then we go down to Keisha. Now remember, Keisha was in this nice little relationship with the nice little nerdy boy Christian that everybody thought might have been a serial killer. People had all these weird theories, but I was like, nah, he's just a nice guy, but people were a little leery. So she's decided, I think, because, she's going to college. That's a good thing. She wants to move out, go to college, take care of baby and all that. That's great. But she's like, I don't think I want him in my life like that. Which that's understandable, because if you're not feeling somebody, why lead them on? But what I didn't like was she didn't call him or have this conversation in person. She leaves him a text voicemail. That was cold to me. I mean, especially how this guy did you. That's how you do him? This is how you create incels. You see, now he gonna be like, let me stop. No, but seriously, like, you don't do it like that. And his response was classy, but he threw his little jabs in there about, nice guys finishing, how people don't, he's a black guy and he's nice, and they're always expecting something bad from him. And he's like, I wish you the best. He responded nicely, but a little salty too. And I don't know, I wasn't feeling that. I didn't like that. I thought like that was a bad decision. But I understand it. That's not where her heart is. But I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that, Keisha, at all. I did not like that. So let's move on down from there to the kids. Gemma and Jake are still together. I didn't like their relationship. I didn't like how they got together, but they're still together. Kevin seems to be cool with it, and he's over with that or whatever. But Jake is not treating her nicely. He's being a real jerk. He's not treating her nicely, and it's affecting her. And we also see that he cannot play basketball to save his life, as we see him make a fool out of himself on the basketball court, trying to get tryouts, trying to try out for the team. He didn't make it. He sucked. He really sucked. He didn't make it. And so we also saw in this episode, we saw Papa who, I liked Papa's character, but this whole podcast has gone to his head, Papa's pulpit. And though he means well, he's coming off quite judgy and annoying. And he got on this pep rally and he made fun of Jake, and I didn't like that. You don't do your friends like that in front of everybody. Then he mentioned something about people not having fathers and all this stuff, and just the black community. Not saying what he was saying wasn't correct. It was the way he delivered it. It came off very judgmental to the kids. So they booed him out of the place. But I think he deserved that. He definitely deserved that. And then we see Kevin. Kevin is still over here with the young lady, Janae. But that's turning into more of a friendship than it is, and more of a brother or sister thing than it is a relationship that we thought it was going to turn into. But that's okay, because Kevin got his eyes on another girl. Anyway, then let's move on down to Trig and Imani. Trig has decided he's going to marry her. So he's going to propose to her. So he gets her a ring. She's away. I think she's at her hometown in St. Louis. So as he's doing that, back at the Rock Center, he breaks up a fight between these two teens. The teens don't like all that. Later on in the episode, the teens decide to bust his car window with a brick. He chases the teen down, jacks him up. The guy recorded him. So they kind of set him up and they put it online or whatever. And it makes it look bad, like, oh, this is the dude. This is supposed to be a leader. He's over here beating up teenagers. And Imani got to see this. And so now Trig had this nice little thing. He's going to do that at Emmitt's restaurant. He's going to have this nice engagement thing, propose to her right there. But she doesn't show up. Instead, one of her friends shows up and is like, yeah, she saw the video and she's deciding, like, she doesn't know if she wants to come back to Chicago or come back to you right now. That was whack. That, I didn't like that. Y'all couldn't come up with a better way to make her, I know, come on. I thought that was whack. That was a lame excuse as to why you don't, I didn't like that reason. I thought that reasoning for not coming back was a little weak. Come on. That they could have did a little bit better than that, but whatever. But the proposal was a flop. That was that. Then we see at the end of the episode, Tracy sitting home watching, waiting to exhale. Everyone falls in love sometimes. Sometimes it's wrong and sometimes it's right. I'm sorry. Every time I think of Waiting to Exhale, I think of the soundtrack, which was an awesome soundtrack. So that was a great soundtrack. But anyway, she gets a knock on the door, and it is this man. And I'm like, who is he? Because listen, I didn't watch season 1 of The Chi. I came into The Chi, I think, on season 3, maybe. So I was not familiar with who he is. But he's a character, they say, from season 1 named Quentin. And he's standing there. But who else is there but Duda? And that's how the episode 1. All right, let's move on down to episode 2, which is titled Oh Girl. In this episode, we see Duda, Tracy, and Quentin. And Duda pretty much tells her, listen, we have a plan. And that plan involves Trig. We want to take over the city. We want to make him run for city council. We can do this. This can happen. And he's like, she knows that, they're running things now and they're in control of things. And I think Quentin even said, who's your daddy now? And so she runs over to Trig. She tells Trig, she shows him this magazine. She's like, this is great idea. I think you should run for city council. I can get your records cleaned. But for her to do all of that, she has to use Duda and the other dudes. You got to use those people to get that stuff done. And she's able to do that, but the problem is he's reluctant because he don't want to be bothered. When he finds out who's involved, he don't want to be bothered with Duda and all of that. But if he doesn't, Trinity House and The Rock will lose their funding. So all that hard work snatched away just like that, because the money talks, right? That's the thing. That's what talks, is the money. So they also want to set him up with this beautiful chocolate sister that's supposed to be his girlfriend, and want him to be on Instagram fronting for the gram saying that that's his girl, because we need to clean your image up a little bit. And we find out his name is Victor. So Victor, we got to clean your image up, Victor, and we got to make this thing right and make this and do that. And he's reluctant at first, and I understand that, but then he comes around, which I thought was cool. But another thing that's going on with him, we see his mama, him and Jake's mama comes into town. Their mother comes into town. You know, she was a crackhead and all that. She's cleaning up her act. But they're like, been there, done that. They're not really feeling that. But I love that storyline. I love that she's like, you know, listen, I need another chance. I love y'all. I want to do this. I want to be here with y'all. And I thought that was great. And so I love seeing that and seeing them bond and deal with each other. Peaches is her name. Him and Peaches and the kids. I like that. I like that they show that aspect of the, you know, redemption and trying to make things work. And, you know, listen, that's their mother. You know, the love there. That's great. And I also loved how they gave Shad a love interest with another beautiful chocolate sister. They're down at the center. He was trying to woo her over. He's singing Luther Vandross, "Can I Take You Out Tonight?" She was wooed, but then when he mentioned prison, she was like, the alarm went off. She wasn't feeling that at first, but I like how he explained himself and he explained his situation and all that. And he kind of won her over. So I was enjoying that. I like that he got that going on. What else happened in this episode? We also see, speaking of relationships, we see this friendship of Tiffany and Keisha hanging out. I thought that was kind of cool. Them hanging out and discussing their situations with each other. And what's really interesting with this is we see that Keisha is kind of feeling Emmitt again, you know, because they had a little relationship. And she's talking to Tiffany about all these different things and how she knows Tiffany don't want him no more. She's like, well, I guess it's my turn to get on over there and get to getting with him, which is interesting. That's really interesting. Speaking of relationships, Jada tells Suede that she kissed Darnell. And I was like, why would you do that? And he was bothered by that, but he said, I'm going to fight for this relationship. We even see him going over to Emmitt, asking Emmitt, you know, do you think I make your mother happy and all this other stuff? And Emmitt's like, I think you do, but listen, the moment she dumped you, that's my mama. I'm going to be on my mama's side. That's just how that goes. Now, what else did I like in this episode? I also liked, speaking of relationships, we've shown Kevin looks like he's going to get a little romance with that young lady that he met at the party that he bumped into again at school. And I like that. I think that was pretty cool. We're going to see where that goes, where that develops. Also, since we're on Kevin and Janae got in trouble for bringing video games to school, but they kind of turned this around, and now they're going to start a gaming club in the school. Because we saw in this episode, they went to some arcade or whatever, and he was playing the shooter game, and he had these flashbacks of killing, shooting, the shooting that he witnessed and all of that. And I was like, oh, wow, I like how they tied all that in. And I like how they're incorporating the video game stuff. And I like that they were able to convince the principal, let's start a gaming club here, because our kids need this too. These two are pretty responsible kids. Let them do a gaming club here. And that would be great right there. I thought that was pretty good. What else do I have in my notes that I thought was funny? Emmitt and this semen retention stuff. Y'all know that's been on the rise lately. I've been seeing a lot of videos about semen retention. Don't blast off, stop jerking off. Save it, brother, save it. And I like that the show has incorporated that into the show. And they have D-Ray playing this guru that Emmitt has taken a liking to, and he's decided he's going to be celibate. And Tiffany's like, yeah, I'll see that. I got to see that to believe it. I don't believe that because, you got around. But what was also lovely in this was seeing Emmitt be a father to his 3 children and juggling his 3 children and watching him go through these motions. And he wants Tiffany back, and he's trying to deal with that of Tiffany not being around him anymore and that pretty much being over. And I'm just laughing at this whole semen retention thing, and let's see how well that works out for him. We know that ain't gonna work out well for him because we see that him and Keisha got a little thing starting to rekindle and go, that's starting to rekindle. So that's all interesting. Overall, I thought these first 2 episodes were pretty good start of the season. These characters are so well written. It makes you feel like you really know them. Some of them make stupid choices. A lot of them make stupid choices that pisses you off. But that's life, right? So I thought these 2 episodes were good. And I'll be back with my review of episodes 3 and 4. But you tell me your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all when in the next video.